This is Richard, Pittsburgh Modular, here at NAMM 2016, talking to Analog Zone, showing all our new stuff we have, starting with our Lifeforms systems. Now, we've sort of started from scratch and said, let's make a modular synthesizer, a complete instrument, something that you can really dig into and approach and enjoy playing right out of the box. So this is what we came up with. It's a monophonic dual oscillator synthesizer voice. You can hear it here, sort of jamming away. We've paired that with our capacitive touch keyboard. The synthesizer voice, the voice architecture is two big beefy analog oscillators, and it's actually a new oscillator circuit for us. So we've started over. We wanted something a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater, but also a lot beefier at the low end. So that gives us a little bit of both. The full waveform complement on both oscillators. Oscillator 1 also includes our blade wave and a sub oscillator that has sub 1 down and 2 down. Those are square waves on the subs. That feeds into the classic Pittsburgh Modular state variable filter. Nice and creamy along the entire spectrum. We've added a bit more resonance to this guy this year. So if you really wanted to sing, it's available to do that. An extra patch cable, you can also get it to self-oscillate, get a real nice clean sine wave out of the filter. We redesigned our ADSR circuit to be nice, tight, and snappy. So it's sort of a new design for us there. Really, the goal of the instrument was, how can we make this thing sound amazing and just really sing? We've had the same VCA circuit for quite a while. Really nice, clean VCA. Tied that to our outs module that has the headphone jack out and a line out as well, so you can really patch it into anything. Included in this does come with a full MIDI implementation. So you have MIDI, also has an arpeggiator built into there, and we've added to that some digital LFO action. So you have tap tempo clock that you can use to drive the LFO. It also syncs to MIDI clock, and it'll sync to external gate too if you want to clock it with an LFO or another module. The digital waveforms in that LFO, you've got square, ramp, saw, sine, noise, and sort of a digital sample and hold as well. On the analog side in the modulation, we have an analog LFO, giving you triangle and square waves, analog noise, analog sample and hold. So really a full complement of features stacked up behind the oscillators and our great sounding filter. Right now we have driving this guy, the KB1 module. It's running in arpeggiator mode. This thing it's so full of features, it's hard to get through them quickly, but I'm just going to touch on a couple of them. We'll start with mono mode here. Let me swap this out here. So it's pressure sensitive. We have the pressure right now opening the filter. Really easy to play. You can adjust the sensitivity. If you want to really bang on it, you can certainly do that, or if you just want a real light touch, it's there for you as well. Arpeggiator mode, simple to use. Play in your arpeggiator, it's as played, so if you want it up, you play up, down, you play down. And then you turn on the key transpose and transpose it all day long. Great for playing live. Also some extra features, there's sort of a stutter ratchet mode we can implement. Just to give some variation to your arpeggiation, not just a static sound. Turn off. You can also change the range of the arpeggiation. You can go up or down a couple octaves. Everything is one key press away. So there's a ton of features in here, but it's really easy to use, really easy to dig in and have a lot of fun with it. In addition to the arpeggiator, it's also duophonic if you want to play a duophonic with independent pressure outputs for each channel. And there's a 64-step sequencer that you can store 4 sequences with as well. There's also a preset mode that runs as a second 4-step sequencer. This gives you some analog output, so if you want to use that as a modulation source for your filter, something like that, it's there for you. And then the triggers. Pressure sensitive, they're going to act as pitch bend. They do gates, triggers, a random gate source, pressure sensitive complexity, and also pressure sensitive clock dividers in there as well. A ton of features in this thing. Again, it's tough to get through them all very quickly. But if you want to do it with a keyboard, chances are it's going to be in here for you. Perfect for modular, everything CV and gate outs, a ton of outs, ton of options. The clock can be internal, the clock can be external. Tied with the SV1, you can clock it with your DAW, clock it with MIDI, or just clock it with, as played with the keyboard. So that's our new Lifeform systems. They come in 3 sizes. Sort of got the System 101 here, just the synth voice, MIDI ready, so you can play with the keyboard. The System 201, and then the System 301, which has your synth voice and then plenty of room to expand. All of these systems come in our new cases, our new structure line of cases. We have the 96, it's 96 HP. This comes with a standard DC connector, works worldwide. 1 amp of power on all 3 rails, the plus 12, minus 12, and plus 5 rail. So plenty of power to fill 96 HP. The 208, it's the Structure 208 and then the Structure 360. Both of these guys really are overboard with the power. With all the new digital modules on the market, we wanted to give a case that's going to have plenty of power this year, next year, and for the next 10 years. So the 360 has 5 amps of power on the 5-volt rail and 6 amps of power on the 12s. So there's almost an infinite amount of clean, clear, quiet power in this guy. Plenty of room to keep your fidgety analog modules nice and happy, even sitting next to the most power-hungry digital modules. There's not going to be any problems at all. The 208 has same big beefy power in this, a little bit less power, but still 3 amps on the plus 12 and minus 12, and 2 amps on the 5. So you would have to fill this case 2 or 3 times to need that much power. But it's there in case things get crazy. You don't have to worry about it. So that's what we're showing at NAMM this year. Thanks for stopping by, checking out the gear.